Thank you, everybody who is watching this on replay. Thank you for anyone that decides to come in and join us live. I don't expect anyone to come and join us live, but I needed this little break. Sinbad and I are on our way home from Gunma to Yokohama, and we usually always stop at this particular parking area, which for those of you in Japan, it's in Saitama, and it's along the Tohoku Expressway. It's an excellent parking area to stop at. Not sponsored, but this is one of my favorite parking areas. They have a little dog run. They've got lots of good snacks. They've got a really cool lady that works at the Starbucks here. And I haven't gotten it to drink mine yet, but I usually get this strawberry tea with extra tapioca. And we're about maybe a little bit less than halfway home, or maybe this is the halfway point. And it's always important for anybody that does a road trip, when you need a break, or even when you don't think you need a break, but it comes to a point where maybe an hour or so after you've driven, I think it is important to stop, get a little refreshment, and make sure that you're prepared for anything, because it could be trafficy on the next hour back, or right, it's nice to have that peace of mind that you've taken a little rest. So we are here in Japan, and let me see if I can put this up. I don't know where the angle is going to go, so I apologize if it's a really horrible angle. See what I mean? I was trying to get both Sinbad and me in. Let's see if I can put this on this little mini tripod and get it focused on the both of us without this falling. Ooh, does that work? All right. Then that way you can see Sinbad, but oh, hey, that's pretty good. Oops. All right. So just to give you an update, if you don't know who I am, my name is Kim, and I am an elementary school teacher here in Yokohama, Japan. I have been working in Japan for the past 33 years. Yeah, long time. Not all in this one area. And before coming to Japan, I was an elementary school teacher in Los Angeles. And the reason I keep bringing up teaching is because that is my career. That's what I've dedicated my professional life to. And for teachers everywhere in the world, it's a very challenging time. We are trying our best to do everything that we are supposed to be doing as far as job-wise goes, but we're also trying, we're trying to keep this up without falling. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to make you guys fall. All right, let's try that. Little crooked angle, but hopefully I'll stay for a while. Sorry, this is a bad crooked angle. All right, let's try that. Let's try that, Sinbad. Does that work, Sinbad? All right. Oh, okay. I think we got it. So, yeah, right now, especially with the new strain of this virus that is going around and pretty much hitting a lot of children, especially children under the age of 10, as well as junior high kids. Actually, you know, above 10, now the vaccines are starting to roll out, but it's really hitting elementary school, nursery school age children very hard here in Japan. And I'd like to say, well, no, I'm going to say this. I don't think they were prepared for the virus to hit as strongly as it's hitting. And my school especially, I don't think was willing to admit or willing to, I think they were really hoping for the best. I think they were really staying optimistic, as probably a lot of schools are. They wanted to stay optimistic and try to keep schools open. But when you think about the whole situation in its, you know, in the grand scheme of things, how to keep everyone safe, how to keep everybody healthy, how to prevent you know, clusters and big spreads, I think my school finally came to realize that we can't we can't just keep doing it, pretending that this virus doesn't exist, and we can't keep teaching in the way that we're teaching now and expect everything to go away and just be back to normal as much as we would like it to be. So yesterday we had an emergency meeting at school. It was right in the morning, and it was to call all the teachers in. Now, mind you, not all the teachers were present. My partner teacher had a situation where he could not come to school because our school rules said that if you have anybody in the family that is a close contact or related to somebody that either was in a classroom that was closed or in a situation where they could possibly be a close contact and you're waiting for the verdict, then you were requested not to come to school. So because his child was in a preschool situation and they weren't sure whether or not it would be safe, well, they didn't know who the close contact was or whether the child was a close contact as well. He had to remain at home and get the verdict. Fortunately, everything was fine, but he still was not able to come into work for the past couple of days, which meant that I do all the classes myself. I take on his classes, which are at the same time as mine because we teach 18 students at a time. So I took all 36 students, which is not ideal. And instead of being in my regular classroom where I have ensured that the students are safely distanced and that there are alcohol sprays and that we follow all the guidelines, we were doing the classes in the homerooms. And I'm not saying that the homerooms don't apply the same rules, but every teacher is different. Some teachers are more, what can I say? Not vigilant. Some teachers are less nervous or have less anxiety about the situation, and although they are doing their best to take care of their students, their classroom may not be the ideal place to give a communicative English speaking class with 36 students. So anyways, in the morning we got the call and the teachers gathered, and we were told that our school would be closed for a week. Not closed per se, like everybody can't come in. I should say there were no classes at school, or no attendance by students would be happening for 1 week. So it started from today, February, what is it? February, is today the 1st? No, February 2nd. From February 2nd to the 9th. Next Wednesday on the 9th, they're going to give a questionnaire, and they're going to see what the condition is of all the children that are staying at home, whether or not it is okay for them to reopen classes. If there are still a number of students that are absent or worried or whatever the condition is, then we may extend the closure. But if some students or classes are set to go and they would like to return back to school, there's a possibility that it will be open. The reason behind this decision was because we had multiple classes at all grade levels except grade 1 that had at least one class that was closed because they had to wait and get the verdict whether or not the other students were a close contact after a child or a student in that class tested positive. So there was at least one student in those particular classrooms that tested positive, so the class was immediately shut down. Hey Hugo, how's it going? Just blabbing on here, some updates. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. We're on our way home from the vet. Yeah, so the biggest reason behind the whole school closure was because one class at our school had a case, on that day, 7 students tested positive. That's a lot. That's a lot. And many of us predicted it. Many of us saw it coming. And it was kind of sad that other people did not see it coming. I guess it's sort of, people play a little bit of the waiting game, hoping things will be better, but can't argue or can't deny when there are 7 children that test positive that something is happening within the classroom, and it wasn't all infections that were happening because of somebody at home or somewhere else they went. So I'm glad that the school finally made that decision, and it was announced that we would teach 1 week online. My partner teacher and I have been ready for this. We have been waiting for this, and we are okay to go online. However, there are a lot of teachers that are uncomfortable going online. Someone on my Twitter account had asked, why hasn't the school went online? And it's a good question. And it's hard to answer that because I'm not on the decision-making committee, or I'm not one of the administration higher-ups. I'm not affiliated with any of the people that make the decisions. But my personal observation is that a lot of teachers are nervous about going online. There are a lot of teachers that don't want to inconvenience parents, because they realize that if students are at home and have to go online, some of them will need parental guidance or somebody there to help them. And I think some teachers just didn't feel that they wanted to burden families or working parents with that. And other teachers, I think, they just don't want to come out of their comfort zone. They've been so used to teaching in a classroom in front of a whiteboard or chalkboard or whatever, and they don't want to attempt to integrate technology into their classes. So that being said, some of us, like myself included, I'm putting Sinbad to sleep. So myself included, I'm not tech savvy, and I really had to come out of my comfort zone. And what do? You watch tutorials, you ask people. There are so many great tutorials here on YouTube by teachers that have had to go online, by people that are familiar with media and tactics on how to do things online, and you just watch those and you take notes, and then you try it out, and then if you try it out and something doesn't work, you learn from that mistake. And I wish I could speak better Japanese to tell my colleagues it's not that bad, okay? And if you make a mistake, yeah, it's not the end of the world. You go on and you try something again, and people are pretty understanding. I mean, even here on YouTube, how many friggin' mistakes have I made? I've made so many mistakes. When I was on Periscope, when I first started out there, you know, you have the camera upside down, you have something wrong, your connection goes wonky. A million things can happen, but that's part of learning and part of, you don't break down. It's just like what we expect our students to do. If they can't do something, we don't want them to just give up. We want them to keep trying. So I'm fully, 100% in favor of this decision to go online. And I wish the other teachers had the same enthusiasm that my partner teacher and I and some other teachers have. But this week is going to be foretelling, because there have already been teachers that are saying they can't teach their class online. They can't teach their subject matter online. Sure you can. You can do it. It's just, it might take a little bit of creativity. It might take a little bit of learning how to access things, what to do or whatever, but you can do it. So, anyways, since today's my day off, luckily I have nothing that I needed to get done. But this day is not the first day of the online teaching thing. Today they're calling it a preparation period. So students and their families are allowed to come to the school to get their materials that they might need for the week closure. Some teachers might be setting up their classrooms. I'll go in early tomorrow and set up mine. We do have that option to videotape or go live from home. I may do that in another day, but since it's the first day, I have 3 first grade classes, so I'm going to go into school and do my live broadcasting from there. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's the first time our first graders, a lot of them, it'll it'd be the first time to go online. And we had such a great turnout last year when our current second graders had to do this for the first time. I think people underestimate what children can do these days. Half of the children are probably more tech savvy than their parents are, and I think it's great that they're getting to actually use the tools to learn and not see like an iPad as just something that people play games on or take camera photos and videos on. It can be a very resourceful learning tool to connect the students with each other, with their teacher during this time when maybe they can't go outside or out of their home for a while, if they're in quarantine or if they're recovering, because we do have a lot of students right now that are recovering from this latest wave. Is that what you call the latest wave? Anyways, as for Sinbad's updates, we went to the vet this morning. I was kind of worried that we would have to wait super long because I wanted to leave home between 5 and 5:30 a.m. and I didn't leave until 6. And I thought, oh great, we're gonna have to, we'll get there around 9, probably gonna be a long wait. And we got in right away. The vet, the animal hospital we go to takes everybody on a first come, first serve basis, and there's kind of like a sign-up list to determine that order. And so when we got in, I was given number 10. I figured, okay, I'll probably get seen about 10 o'clock. But no, we were seen right at 9 o'clock when it opened, which means that some of the people that signed in weren't there yet, or yeah, there wasn't anybody in front of us. So we got seen right away. He had his blood test, and all the levels that were kind of questionable from the last visit, everything was back up and fine. So we got his medicine, another round for 2 months, and he got his nails cut again and his paws trimmed, and he didn't make a fuss like last time. I don't know what it was about the last time. He was just not happy, and that could have attributed to some of his checkup levels being different, but he passed with flying colors. He's been so good on this ride home. I have his ice pillows. It's not warm today. It is quite chilly, but he likes laying on these ice pillows, and it keeps him nice and comfortable. Stopped here so that we could have our little break, and now I'm going to drive home for about an hour and a half. Hopefully ooh, is that a Corvette? You don't see very many Corvettes. Or is that a Ferrari? You guys should think I know my car. I'm pretty sure it's a Corvette. Maybe. If you guys saw it in the thing, I could be wrong. But yeah, we'll go home, and I've got to get some lessons ready. I've been seeing, as I'm talking to you now, several messages from school popping by, so I assume that there's a lot of people getting ready, and they're probably anxious about it. I'm excited. I don't know, I kind of think it's fun. You know, I get nervous about the glitches and about pushing the wrong button or about doing something wrong, but I kind of think it's exciting to be able to get your class, see all the kids' smiles again, because in the classroom, right, we're always masked up, and so it's kind of exciting to actually see what their faces look like. I have no idea what some of my first grade students look like. So this is a good way for me to actually see who they are behind those masks that they wear to school every day. And they've unfortunately seen my face, because we have a lot of videos, video clips that we use sometimes, and those were taken pre-pandemic, and they're just like sample interviews and communicative stuff. So all in all, today has started off to be a really good day. I'll go home and get some work done this afternoon. Yesterday, actually the past week, has been just crazy with just cases popping up left and right, my partner teacher not being able to come to school, getting all that double workload, trying to get things graded and sent out in the Google Classroom on time. It's been a challenge, so it's kind of nice to have this Wednesday to just drive, sing at the top of my lungs, hang out with my BFF, my fluffy BFF. And yeah, things are looking better, and I do hope things are looking better for a lot of you. I know some of you are dealing with health issues yourselves, or your loved ones have are having some issues as well. But I don't know. I just think life right now is just a roller coaster, you know, and I said it kind of as an analogy. I'd rather have a roller coaster and have things, oops, bless you, go up and down and be a little bit scary than have a merry-go-round and just go up and down, round and around, and never have a finish or an end. So at least I feel like, are you okay? Whoops. All right. Oh, his tail is almost in his water. Anyways, I am going to sign off now and head home. Sorry, Jobu. Okay. That's my signal. Thank you so much. Hugo, thanks for stopping by. And I know this has been kind of a time that I don't usually come on live, so I didn't expect... We do. And that doesn't mean test results. It means our attitude. So, yeah, no, thank you. I really didn't expect anyone to come in, but I just wanted to put this out there and say that, yes, as of tomorrow, for 1 week, I will be online and doing my job, teaching online for a week in the comfort of a classroom without kids, which is kind of sad and lonely, but we'll get through this. All right. Take care, everyone. Stay optimistic. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. And we will see you again in the next video. All right, Sinbad, do you want to say bye? Bye. Are you ready to say bye? I think he's ready to go to sleep. All right. Thank you. Bye. Thanks, Hugo. See you. Bye.